Hi, I'm Lori Redman. Welcome to my session, Working with Military Spouses for Academic Success. This area is a particular passion of mine. My husband served 24 years in the United States Navy, so I've seen firsthand the struggles our military spouses face while they try to support their service member and all that they do, balance their family life, and still pursue their own educational goals. I hope that this presentation gives you some important resources and some new ideas about who these military spouses are and some of the challenges they face, because they can be a bit unique at times. But most importantly, I hope that you just become a little bit more aware of our military spouse population and how to support them so that they too can be successful in their academic pursuits. I hope you enjoy the session. Thank you.
Working with Military Spouses for Academic Success, presented by Lori Redman. Who are military spouses? These men and women are the backbone of our military. They take care of things at home so our service members can focus on their job of protecting our country. The job of a military spouse is not an easy one. There are many long nights and tough days, but most of them would not trade this role for anything. The pride military spouses have in their service members is incredible. So, who are these amazing men and women? They can be as young as 18 and straight out of high school, or as old as 55 with many years of life and experience. They come from very diverse backgrounds and all walks of life. When referring to military spouses, we are usually talking about women, since only about 5% of all military spouses are men, as shared by DoSomething.org. Many military spouses have served in the military themselves and gotten out to be with their spouse and raise a family. They are someone's wife, daughter, sister, and mother. They are husbands, fathers, sons, and brothers. Military spouses aim to be successful in whatever they do. They have goals and ambitions just like everyone else. Unlike others, military spouses need to be very flexible and highly adaptable. They can move a family across the country with only 4 weeks' notice, or throw a dinner party for coworkers with only hours to prepare. These men and women are very proud. They are proud of the sacrifices their spouses make, as well as those they themselves and their children make to protect our country. This pride can sometimes get in the way of asking for help when needed, but it is this pride that keeps our military spouses going through the lonely nights and long deployments. The military lifestyle can be different and challenging. There are frequent moves, some as frequent as once a year, which often means leaving your support system behind. This can make it tough on a military spouse, especially when their partner is working long hours or deployed. The military spouse becomes both mom and dad for indefinite lengths of time. All too often, spouses will be told their military members are leaving for an unknown length of time, or as the original return date deadline approaches, it is extended indefinitely. This can be a clear source of stress and anxiety for military spouses and their families, which will directly impact their education and ability to focus on school. Military spouses have clear educational goals. These goals often reflect the importance both the spouse and their military member place on education. Military spouses want to complete their college education, learn all that they can along the way, and reach their goal of a college degree. They strive to do this to the best of their ability, aiming for success at all times. Military spouses realize that a solid education is important for their future, no matter where the military may send them. According to the 2006 Defense Manpower Data Center Survey of Military Families, 87% of spouses have education or training as a personal goal. The frequent moves military families make can cause some unique hardships and challenges for military spouses in school. These moves cost spouses time, money, and energy as they work to continue their education. The biggest issue I hear from spouses and service members is that they are never able to do an across-the-board credit transfer. Every school wants to have students take their own classes, So even if someone took a business writing course in California, their new school in Florida wants them to take an in-house writing course. This leads to frustration and extra expense. Online, this does not happen since residency does not impact things, but those transferring from other universities may find themselves in this situation. I know I have heard this many times in my EXP 105 classes from transfer students. Another challenge faced by military spouses is moving while taking classes. Having done this myself, I know just how difficult it can be. Many spouses will opt to take time off during the move to help their family get settled. This sets educational plans back even more and can happen to both traditional and online students. Moves are usually planned, but they can happen unexpectedly with little notice. This may cause a student nearing the end of your class to juggle class and packing up their family to relocate to another state or country. Flexibility with deadlines here can help the students successfully complete the class while still meeting their family's needs. Financial challenges are real for military spouses. Active duty military members do not receive the highest salaries. Many junior ranks find themselves struggling financially month to month. Some use food stamps to survive. When you throw in a military move and the cost of transferring credits or changing universities, it can become more than the military family can handle. This can lead to disruption in the spouse's education simply because the money is not there. Military spouses can find themselves alone at home for extended periods of time, either due to deployments or just long hours required at work. This can lead to feelings of isolation and increased stress as the military spouse struggles to act as both mom and dad. This means that when a child is ill, there's often no relief. The military spouse is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The same can be said when lower ranks cannot afford childcare. The stay-at-home spouse gets little relief or time away from the children, forcing their educational needs to come last. This translates to waking early or staying up extra late to fit in studying where possible. All of this can add to the physical and emotional toll of living the military lifestyle, which will ultimately impact the readiness and ability of a spouse to be successful in his or her educational endeavors. Military spouses may feel as if they have little support. They can be in a place where they know no one and their military members away from home. This can be very isolating. Spouses change their routine at the drop of a hat in order to spend more time with their deploying service member before he or she leaves for months. They also keep one eye on the news so as to prepare themselves for rapid deployments to hotspots around the world. What these spouses do not realize is that there are resources available to them if they know where to go. Getting information about available resources into the hands of the military spouses is vital. These resources can make lives a little easier and help spouses feel more in control of what is going on around them. Let's look at some of the best resources available that you can direct your students to. Almost every command, regardless of which branch of the military you are looking at, has a family readiness group. These groups help spouses and children cope with the challenges of the military lifestyle. Spouses can reach out to the command directly to receive information about the family readiness group. The command ombudsman is a link between the family members and the military command. The ombudsman receives training, making them familiar with various resources available to military spouses and their families. They are there to support military spouses at all times, especially during deployments. Command ombudsmen have a wealth of information about where to find different things a military spouse may be looking for or need. Chaplains can provide emotional and spiritual support for anyone. They may be aware of groups that can assist with childcare and emergency funds if necessary. The Exceptional Family Member Respite Program is an incredible resource for families that deal with severe medical or emotional issues. If a family member is placed in the program, the parents receive up to 40 hours per month of funded respite care. This can prove invaluable for spouses attending school who need a break to get some studying done. The Service Members Command can give more information about this program. Family support centers are available on most bases. They are a warehouse of information and services for military families. You can find different classes and workshops at the Family Support Centers. The services and resources are usually free to military members and their families. Base education centers are the best place to look for information about classes or financial resources to help fund an education. The people who staff these offices can help with testing, scholarship information, financial assistance information, and ways to help military and their spouses succeed in school. There are several places military spouses can look to for financial help with their education. My CAA is open to spouses of lower-ranking military members. The post-9/11 GI Bill benefits have been expanded, so there are more opportunities for spouses to benefit. Remind students that Ashford is a very military-friendly university. They can reach out to their advisors or their financial aid department for assistance and ways to fund their education. There are also organizations like the National Military Family Association and Fisher House that want to help military spouses locate money for school. Military spouses are a proud group of men and women. They support their spouse's decision to serve and defend our nation despite the personal sacrifices involved in doing so. Our military spouses do not want special treatment, but sometimes they need it if they are to be successful. Keeping an eye on what is happening around the world will give you a better idea of our military tempo and needs. Remind spouses that communication is key to their academic success. You can only help when you know what is going on. Keep an open mind regarding deadlines with military spouses, since you never know what's going to happen. Really listen to what these students share in their discussion posts and assignments as a way to better understand these special people so you can reach out and help them hit their educational potential. You will be doing our nation and military spouses a huge service.